Hi there, I'm teacher Oakley. Welcome to Verbling, and get ready to have some fun making making fun, have fun, making fun
Yeah, have
of
fun.
American presidents. Yay. Okay, this class is entitled An Idiot's Guide to Bushisms. Today we're going to be using our English language skills to dissect often ambiguous, ungrammatical sentence constructions as they were spoken by G.W. Bush, former
Yeah,
president of the United States. These are fun.
yeah. I have read a lot of article writing about Mr. former president talk
Mm,
on public event or on appointment anytime. Yeah,
yeah, and it's fun because not only are the sentences often by themselves interesting, shall we say, but also the context of where and when and who, especially who he is saying these things to. Sometimes he says things to, I don't know, like presidents of another country or
yeah,
that are just completely like, oh my, he did not, did he really say that for real? Uh, yeah. So I have a list here of Bushisms. It's great because it tells the context when and where he said this. So that's half the fun I have found when looking at Bushisms. Okay, so we're going to look at some of these together. And also, because we're learning English, uh, we'll talk about them. What did he really mean, or how could you say this properly, or why is this funny? Uh, okay, Domenico, welcome to the class. Hello.
Hello, teacher. Hello, class.
Hello. Domenico, is that correct? Am I saying your name correctly?
Yes, it's correct.
Very good. And where are you from?
I am from Italy.
Excellent. Okay. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I don't think you'll regret it. Okay.
okay.
Some of these you may not, okay, maybe you won't understand because of the context, or maybe you won't understand because it may have cultural, uh, cultural significance. I'm not sure. For example, the first one. Let's get started with these crazy Bushisms. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. A, a legend in his own mind. uh,
Legend.
yeah. Okay, Fu, can you
Yeah,
start with the first? Can you read this one for us?
yeah. I miss being pampered. Yeah,
Okay.
reflecting on his presidency, University of Texas at Tyler, October the 19th, 2010.
Yeah. Okay. Now, now this seems pretty straightforward, but do you understand why this is funny?
Yeah,
There's a cultural context.
yes, I don't understand much about the situation he was in this occasion, but I think he what he mean he would like to say to other people that now he have a lot of responsibility to take care of his citizens, to take care of Americans. So now he miss about uh, all the people careness for him, or maybe
Yeah. Okay. Yes. There's that aspect. And
yeah,
then there's another aspect. So, yes. So you know, you're supposed to take care of the country. They're not supposed to be taking care of you. You're right. That's one reason. This is totally strange thing to say. Another reason, pardon me, is
Yeah.
that in English, much like sometimes I'll have a Coke means I want a soda, Pampers is a brand name of paper plastic diapers that you put on a
Really?
baby. Yes.
The brand name pampered. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Amazing.
So he's also saying that he misses being diapered.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Maybe he didn't even know about these brands of the diaper for babies, right?
maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. But you're exactly right. So his statements are so wild because they're dual meanings and he doesn't realize
Yeah.
just doesn't realize what he's saying. Um, okay. Oh my
No,
goodness.
he's a baby. He
Yeah,
missed being a baby.
that's his
Yeah.
implication. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. Uh, Domenico, can you read
Yes.
the next one for us here?
Okay. This is my maiden voyage. My first speak since I was the President of the United States, and I could think of a better place to give it than Carrigan, Canada. George W. Bush, yes,
Yeah,
Calgary, Canada.
yeah,
Calgary is
uh,
the big city of Canada,
yeah.
right?
Where they had the Olympics. That's right. But he's okay. Domenico, can you see why that's kind of strange?
Um,
This
Voyage.
is my maiden.
maiden voyage.
Yeah, there's that.
My first.
Yeah. My first, and by the way, Domenico, my first speech since I was the president. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well,
It was,
it's a little odd. First of all, do you
I
know his maiden voyage? Okay. That's a little odd. Do you know what that means, Domenico? Your maiden voyage?
Uh, uh, a voyage when you are not married.
You're not married? Not exactly. The expression, okay, in English, a maiden voyage, we use this expression to say, for example, if you build a ship, the first
Ah,
time the ship leaves, you build an airplane, the very first flight ever.
okay.
So, yeah, he was the president of the United States, and this was his first trip ever.
Okay. The first in absolute.
Yeah. Plus,
You have
I don't know
also the
why.
maiden trip,
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's that? Midair?
maiden trip, maiden trip as well.
We always collocate this with voyage. No one ever says maiden trip. We
Voyage.
always say maiden voyage,
Maiden voyage.
meaning the first trip ever, which is very ironic. He was the president for
Yeah,
8 years.
it is very strange for the grammatical reasons and for semantical reasons. Because
Exactly.
here,
Yeah.
yes, my first speech since I was this since and past simple is very strange, and his first speech in Canada, and he couldn't think of a better place to give it. This is very odd, to be
It
honest.
is very odd. He was the president of the United States. He can't think of a better place to give us the speech than Canada. Okay. And obviously, you see this is on a Microsoft Word document, and you see the whole thing is underlined in green because this is a fragmented sentence, and Nader, you nailed it. It's because of the sense. Uh, uh, I couldn't think of a better place. Yeah.
And he mentioned Canada, Calgary, Canada.
Yeah.
Canada.
He does.
So he knows that Calgary is in Canada.
Yeah. It's just weird for many reasons. Like all the Bushisms are okay. It's grammatically incorrect. How could it be possible that this is his first voyage ever? And why would the best place to speak as an ex-president of the United States be Canada? So there again, we have three totally wrong things with this. Okay. Okay. Here's another beauty. Okay. Can you read this one for us?
Yeah, I am going to put people in my place. So when the history of this administration is written, at least there is an authorization voice saying exactly what happened.
Yeah, an authoritarian voice.
Authoritarian. This like there is another word similar to this one.
Well, it's close to authority. So if I'm, for example, an authority on sea snails, just as an example, I know everything there is to know about sea snails.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
No, but I mean there is another word like totalitarian or something like this.
Right. Yes, it is related to that. Authoritarian. Okay.
Totalitarian maybe.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Also, the authorities. Actually, in English, we call the police the authorities. I'm going to call the authorities and report what happened. So there's another meaning. Authoritarian can mean expert, but it can also mean like supreme ruler, the ultimate authority, somebody in authority, somebody in charge, which is another weird thing with this statement, because you're, again, ambiguous. You don't know if he means authoritarian as in an expert or as in I'm in charge of everything. So this is another area of ambiguity here, as well as I'm going to put people in my place, which is also very strange.
So they are the presidents and he is the people?
Well, I'm going to put people in my place. I don't even understand what that means. It's totally mind-boggling. Usually you put yourself in another person's place, as in the idiom, put yourself in someone else's shoes. Okay? I think he's trying to say, but he's saying it very awkwardly, I'm going to put other people in my shoes. So he's kind of saying it backwards as to how we usually say it. And it sounds like he's saying an authoritarian voice as in like a policeman or something. Okay. I don't know. It's very confusing.
So someone writes these speeches for him, or he just speaks spontaneously?
He must be speaking spontaneously. I've noticed a lot of these quotes. He's reacting to something somebody said, so they're not pre-written. So he was dangerous when he was talking on his own. Okay. Here's another beauty. Fu, can you read this one?
Yeah. One of the very difficult parts of the decision I made on the financial crisis was to use hardworking people's money to help prevent there to be a crisis. I'm trying to figure out what did he mean.
It means he's going to steal poor people's money to prevent from poor people from having a financial crisis. Which is basically what he's saying. One of the very difficult parts of the decision, all right, this is a hard decision he made on the financial crisis, was to use hardworking people's money. Hardworking people, normal workers, middle class, lower class people.
People mean middle class people and workers. Yeah. Money to.
He's going to take their money to prevent a crisis. But the crisis is that hardworking people have no money.
Yeah. So how could he take money from hardworking people to prevent the crisis?
Because the crisis already is the hardworking people have no money. And around we go.
And I think the crisis have made a lot of people become hardworking people without money.
Yeah. Right. So, okay. So the content is circular.
Yeah.
And also, hardworking people's money to help prevent their, not to be a crisis. It should really be from being a crisis.
To help prevent. Yes, I some
prevent there to be a crisis.
Grammatical problem. Is there any grammatical problem here?
It is a grammatical problem.
Yeah, I don't get this structure.
Well, it's because it doesn't exist. He makes his own structure.
Prevent something from something. Just prevent that to be. I have never seen it. Structure.
Right. Well, it doesn't co-locate. It doesn't make any sense. Prevent to be.
Yeah.
I want to prevent it to be. It doesn't. Whoa! It doesn't make any sense at all. I want to prevent it from happening.
Yes, that's makes sense. Prevent.
You do.
Prevent the crisis from happening.
Yeah. Prevent is actually a future word. You prevent something from happening in the future, right? But it's actually a future verb.
Yeah.
You want to prevent an accident. Well, you're talking about in the future.
Sure.
It goes without saying.
It had not happened already. No, not yet.
Right. Yeah. It's not possible.
Yeah.
I want to prevent an accident happened. Doesn't make sense. And I want to prevent an accident happen. He's using like present tense.
Yeah.
Which actually he's not even doing that. He's using an infinitive. I don't know what he's doing. It's very wrong English. The co-location, you prevent something from.
Yeah.
We prevented it from happening in the past. We will prevent it from happening. And you prevent something. There should be an object noun.
Yeah.
I can't prevent there.
There.
This also doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I guess you could say I want there to prevent there. No, it doesn't make sense.
I can make a sentence from this.
It's really difficult to deconstruct his sentences.
No.
They're so wildly wrong. Prevent there from
There.
being. You could say prevent there from being a crisis. You could say that.
Prevent there.
You can't use an infinitive. So grammatical problems, also totally circular logic.
Yeah.
He's going to prevent a past crisis by using the people's money who already lost their money. He's going to prevent that crisis in the past by using their money to prevent them from losing their money. Not even with a time machine could you pull that off. Okay.
Yes. Then.
Okay. Okay, and here's a lovely message. Domenico, can you
Okay.
read this one? Yeah.
I'm telling you, there is an enemy that would like to attack America. Americans, again. There just is. That's the reality of the world. And I wish him all the very best. Okay.
Yeah.
But the strange is the last phrase, I think, because
Yes,
it's
it is.
Wishing all the best.
Yeah, it's a strange message for an attack. Right.
Yes, that's right. Why is he wishing good luck to
the enemy?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Domenico, you can point it out by saying the strange thing is, or the strange thing here is. That's a good way to express, not instead of the strange is. The strange thing here is, and you're exactly right. That makes no sense. Now, see.
There is.
What's that?
Yeah. Yes, and there is another.
I'm sorry.
There is another funny thing. I'm telling there is an enemy that would like to attack Americans. It seems like Americans are the enemy. Are the enemies that would like to attack America.
Americans would like to attack America. Yeah, right. You're right. There's an enemy that would like to attack America. Americans. Again.
Surprise.
Yeah, right. So if you read this literally, it would seem that Americans want to attack America. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Now, okay, the other thing is here, I should point out, in defense of George, it would be kind of normal to say, for example, there's an enemy that wants to attack America, and to him I say, good luck. Meaning, good luck, you're going to need it, because we're going to beat you up. Okay, good luck. It's a cynical kind of, you don't wait to say, it's cynical and sarcastic way to say, you say good luck to mean you're saying exactly the opposite of what you mean, and the deeper meaning being good luck, you're going to need it, it's going to be impossible. Okay, so I think that is what George is trying to do. He's trying to be sarcastic, but the thing is, you wish someone all the very best. This is very formal. This is what you say at someone's wedding, or when somebody graduates from college, I wish you the very best. Or you get married, I wish you the very best. I hope you have a happy life together. This is a very formal and direct, polite thing to say when you are being sincere. Okay, so this is very strange to say.
I think the message probably was launch a challenge to the enemy.
Yeah, that was his intention.
This phrase, yes, the intention.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of the economy, look, I inherited a recession. I am ending on a recession. Good for you. I just laugh so hard when I read this stuff. I can't believe this guy was a president.
I guess there was one quote that his mother said, "I couldn't believe that you chose that man to be a president," but I don't know whether it is true or not.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stories about. Another friend and I were discussing last weekend. There's a rumor that he never had a passport until he was the president, which would be actually quite terrifying. I don't know that that's true, though. I don't believe that. I can't believe that. It doesn't make sense.
Sorry, he didn't have what?
He didn't have a passport.
Passport.
Yeah, which would indicate that he'd never left the country before he became president, which would be terrifying, really. But I cannot believe it because his father was an ambassador, I think ambassador to China. So how could he have never left the country if his father's an ambassador? That would make no sense.
It doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, it might be a rumor. And then, you know, what you just said, I've heard that too. Things his mother said about him, but I don't know if it's true. All right.
But maybe his father didn't want to show him to the public.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe a moving scandal.
Maybe. You know what's even funnier? That there's a possibility that the other brother, Jeb Bush, there's another one who may be trying to run for president next election.
You are not. You will never have. Yeah. Well, how do you say it? You will never. Be full of pushes. You need more. You always need more.
You'll need to breed.
But no. I mean, like when you have you love something like food or something, I will never be. I always feel hungry for this. I always need this. You will never what of bushes or for bushes.
Crave? You'll never want for bushes?
No. It's the opposite. You will always need bushes. You love to have bushes.
Yeah. Well, no.
You will never be full of bushes or something like this.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Quick one. This is just stupid. Nothing deeply analytical about it. It's okay to call the Secretary of Education here buddy. That means friend. Thank you, George, for clarifying that. Okay, here's a good one. All right. Okay. Nader, can you read this one for us?
So I analyzed that. And decided I didn't want to be as a president during a depression greater than the Great Depression, or the beginning of a depression greater than the Great Depression. So this is also, I guess, related to the recession.
Yeah.
Quote. So he doesn't mind to be a president during a depression, but as well as it is not like the Great Depression. That's what does he mean?
It's not, as long as it is not greater than the Great Depression.
So he has no problem with this.
He has no problem.
He doesn't want to be the worst.
He doesn't want to be the worst. That is the indication. That's it. That's exactly it. As long as it's not worse than the absolute worst.
But the problem is that that you say a prelude or introduction is I couldn't think of a better place, so I analyzed that it seems that he thinks too much, then he comes with this.
Well, that's the scary part of the quote. He analyzed it before he came up with this. Great. This is after much deep thought and analyzing.
That's the problem.
That is the problem. Really? Oh boy. Yes. Hello, is that Rafa?
Yes.
Rafa.
Sorry for the delay.
Yeah, no problem. No matter, and any viewers who want to join us, feel free. Doesn't matter when you join this particular class. It's no big deal.
Do you ever hear?
Okay, so that's just crazy. We're looking at Bushisms, Rafa. Okay, I'm not. I don't know what this means. Fu, can you read this?
People say, well, do you ever hear any other voices other than like a few people? Of course, I do. What does it mean, people?
I don't know.
People say, well, do you ever hear any other
voices other than?
Then like a few people? Do you ever hear?
Surprised he didn't say other than like others. Do you ever hear any other voices other than like others? What? Okay. Here's why repetition of vocabulary can be confusing. Yeah, I don't even know.
I don't understand these sentences. People say.
Well, if I may translate. Hear any other voices? Okay. Well, here's some ambiguity here. First of all, I think what they're saying is, do you ever listen to any other people besides a few people? In other words, he has very few advisors, would be the idea, I think, that he's trying to say. Do you ever listen to anybody else other than just a few advisors? And then he says,
yeah, a few people, a few of his advisors in the White House, right?
Right. But there's some other, again, sort of cultural problems with this as well. Fu, do you know what it means if you hear voices? Okay.
Crazy.
Yes, it means you're crazy. That's right. If you're hearing voices, it's kind of a euphemism for crazy. So why does he? Okay. Do you ever listen to any other voices? Would have a totally different meaning. But he says, do you ever hear any other voices? Of course I do.
Okay. So some people say, I hear voices. This means that he's crazy.
Yes, that's right. There's a connotation, if you use this collocation, to hear voices, the connotation, you're crazy. So, all right, his choice of words really have another meaning. Oh, here's the beauty. Rafa, where did you go? Okay. Here's some logic. Okay. Dominico, can you read this one?
Okay. I have abandoned free market principles to save the free market system.
Yeah.
This is it is a paradox.
Indeed, it is. You are correct.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Because a free market system is based on the market principles.
Yes.
Right.
That is right. You're absolutely correct. And here you go.
I guess he is trying to say he abandoned some free market principles to save the whole system. But the problem is that he wants to be so deep.
Yes, which also explains why it doesn't work. You know what he's referring to here? Anybody? This was a quote in December 2008. He is referring to that enormous, too big to fail American businesses, Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, Citicorp, AIG, Lehman Brothers, all of those companies that were going out of business and the government bailed them out. Well, in a free market system, if you fail, you fail. And the market decides whether a business is successful or not. So he's trying to say that he's bailing out these giant companies in order to save the free market system, which is still, regardless, it's a paradox. Because his party is always claiming we should have a completely free market system, and yet it doesn't work, and his party insists we need to bail out the free market system because it doesn't work, so that we can have a free market system which doesn't work, so we can bail it out, so we can have a free market system that doesn't work, so we can bail it out, so we can have a free market system that doesn't work, so we can bail it out. I hate these people. I really do. I really do. Because this is really their logic. They don't get that. You know, have you heard the expression, the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. This is the way the American economy is run. It's run by lunatics. So even though, yes, he's trying to, you're absolutely right, Nader. He's trying to say that he broke some of the principles to save the system, but the fact is the system doesn't work, so it's going to break again. So you're going to have to, so there are no free market principles.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Hi, Rafa. You're back. Rafa, are you there? Not sure. Can you hear me okay? Nader, can you read?
Yes, I guess what I was looking for was you never have enough of bushes.
You never have enough bushes. I've had enough, personally.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All
know, I am the president during this period of time, but I think when the history of this period is written, people will realize a lot of the decisions that were made on Wall Street took place over a decade or so before I arrived in president. During I arrived in president. So again, know, I am the president during this period of time, okay? But I think when the history of this period is written, he's so obsessed with this history. When the history is written,
he is, and he always was. Over and over, he talks about it. You're absolutely right.
People will realize a lot of the decisions that were made on Wall Street took place over a decade or so before I arrived in president. So it's not he thinks that this was not his mistake because he came here. There was a recession, so the problem existed before he came. Okay,
that's
but the last part
thesis.
I couldn't get it during I arrived in prison.
That's because he has no idea how to use time words and time phrases. This is really bad English. All right, do not do this. Took place over a decade or so ago. We really need to use the over a time period ago. All right, with this phrase. Took place over a decade ago. All right, he's missing ago. Before I arrived, not in in the presidency, possibly, I arrived as president. Here we have, he's just butchering English sentence structure. He's bushering. Should be before I arrived as president, and I have no idea why he says during I arrived.
That's very, very weird.
I don't even know what that means. During the period I arrived, that it doesn't even match the rest of the sentence. It's unnecessary to say, and I don't even know how it relates, frankly. I don't even know what he's trying to say with the last clause. It's just purely nonsensical. Monkey, banana, shoe shine, purple.
But seems like someone was telling him that people, future generations will blame you for this or something.
Oh yeah, he had plenty of people whispering in his ear that history would
Yeah, he
shine
hear
on him.
voices.
Yeah, he heard voices. Indeed. Oh look, oh this is good. Foo.
Yes.
Okay, next one.
I've been in the Bible every day since I've been the president.
Wow, that's great.
I've been in the Bible.
See the problem? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in the Bible. The problem.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Right. If he was actually in the Bible, that means like, you know, Jesus and Solomon and Noah and everybody else. He was actually part of the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably trying to say that I've read the Bible, but if you're in, if I say I'm in, who would say this? This is so stupid. I can't believe it. Of course you would say, I've been reading a book. Okay. You would never say, okay, I've been in the book. I've been in the book.
You guess he may fail the TOEFL.
I don't even. I've been in the book. Why would you say that? I've been in the book for 2 weeks. What?
I've been reading the books for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, in the book. Okay.
Okay. All right.
But,
what? Okay. This is just silly. He was a great father, talking about his father. He was a great father before politics, a great father during politics, and a great father after politics. Like
Politics did spoil him.
Yeah, like politics has ended, politics started. His father's like 10,000 years old or something. I don't know. Okay. Let's hear him talk about dancing. Domenico.
Yes. Yesterday, you made note of the lack of my talent when it came to dancing. But nevertheless, I want you to know I danced with joy. And no question, Liberia has gone through very difficult times. It's a very funny story.
Yeah.
What a fun here.
What on earth?
Dancing.
Okay.
It's a strange
country.
Yes.
It's a very strange comparison from dancing and political of Liberia.
Yes, indeed. It is very, very strange. Okay. I'm not sure. I think it's not really a comparison. I think it's something called a non sequitur. Okay. I think he just said it out of the blue, or it's just out of left field. When somebody says something completely unrelated to the topic, completely out of context. Yeah. Formally, we call it a non sequitur, or there's a couple of idioms: out of the blue, or out of left field. Yeah, I think that's just zoom out of left field. I can't imagine how confused the president of Liberia was when he heard this. Okay.
Maybe who made a note of him? Maybe a reporter or something.
Sorry, who what?
You made note of my lack of my talent when it came to dancing. Who made a note of his lack of talent? A reporter?
He's speaking to the president of Liberia, so I guess when he says you, he's talking about the president.
No, it's very more confusing.
Now it's more confusing. Yeah, you're right. Okay,
Because I thought
yesterday.
maybe this was to a reporter who commented on his bad dancing, and it was and he was blaming himself because he was dancing with joy while Liberia was in very difficult times or something.
Right.
But now it is more
But no,
confusing.
he's actually talking to the president of Liberia, which makes it worse. Okay, yesterday you said I couldn't dance, but I danced with joy, and there's no question Liberia's had some difficult times. Is he dancing with joy because Liberia has had difficult times?
No.
I don't know. I have no idea. Because okay, there's another connotation here. If you dance with joy, it means you're overly exuberant and excited about. I got the promotion and I danced with joy. We use it sometimes idiomatically to express our great joy and satisfaction in something. So the fact that he uses it co-located right next to expressing that Liberia has gone through difficult times, very inappropriate, to say the least.
And I
This
think
is
he
a
mean.
beauty.
I think he mean though Liberia had been being in a difficult time, but he think Liberia will do well. Yeah,
I have no
like he
idea.
enjoy the dance, though he lack of talent in dancing, right?
I
think,
don't really know.
yeah,
I could never
I think
claim to know
it did mean
what
that
he's thinking.
saying this sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got to read this one though before class is over. This is just classic.
kind of encouragement for the president of Liberia. Yeah, even you are not doing well now, but just enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay,
Yeah.
Fu, can you read this new quote here?
I want to share with you an interesting program for two reasons. One, it's interesting, obviously. Yeah, yeah. And two, my wife thought of it or had actually been involved with it. She didn't think of it, but she thought of it for this speech.
He's
Okay.
gone too far with this.
Yeah, he should have just shut up after my wife thought of it. Okay.
But
He
she
just
didn't
kept
think of
talking.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's lying. I'm lying to you, and I don't know how to shut up and stop talking, so you don't know that I'm lying to you. Okay. For one, I want to share you an interesting program. First, because it's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh my God.
An interesting program is interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes redundancy. He likes to repeat himself.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's interesting.
yeah.
It's interesting because it's interesting.
Yeah.
9 points here. Yeah.
And I love. She thought of it for this speech. Okay. In other words, I'm lying. As far as this speech is concerned, she thought of it. Okay. This next one is a mind bender. Dominico?
Okay. This chew took a while to chew. It's going to take a while to unchew.
Okay. First of all, this is a common problem even native speakers have. To thaw. Domenico, do you know what to thaw means?
Um, mm,
To melt down.
When the ice broken.
Yes,
No.
when the ice melts.
Melt
Yes.
down.
Right. So you take a frozen chicken out of the freezer and you let it thaw.
Yes.
Before you cook it, right? Okay. So you let it thaw. So that's one thing. Okay. You have to know, but you also have to know that unthaw is not a word. There is no word unthaw. How can you unfreeze a chicken? I want to unfreeze the chicken. So that means you want to what? Freeze it? There is no word unthaw. Unthaw by itself is a negative. It means to unfreeze or to melt something, to allow it to come to room temperature. So there is no unthaw. He's making up a word. And actually, native speakers make this mistake, but Native American speakers, but they're generally very uneducated Native American speakers. Kind of like using ain't for I am not, or am not. I ain't gonna do it. Well, all right. It's generally seen to be a mark of the uneducated. And here's our president saying unthaw. Yeah. And not to mention that his context doesn't make any sense. This thaw took a while to thaw. It's going to take a while to thaw. Again, I don't even know where he's going. Oh yeah, we got time for one more. Nader, go ahead and give this a read.
I didn't grow up in the ocean. As a matter of fact, near the ocean. I grew up in the desert. Therefore, it was a pleasant contrast to see the ocean, and I particularly like it when I am fishing.
Oh, so it's a better place to fish in the ocean than the desert. Oh,
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Particularly
like it when I'm fishing.
Yeah, it was a pleasant contrast.
Yeah. Particularly, especially
maybe he's contrasting fishing and hunting. Maybe.
Contrast.
I don't know what he's doing. It seems as though he's comparing the desert to the ocean, and then he's saying.
First of all, that was I didn't grow up in the ocean.
Yeah, right.
Really funny.
Well, no one grows up.
Yeah. So he tried to correct himself.
He's a mermaid.
By saying the ocean, he tried to correct himself. He said that I didn't grow up in the ocean, something wrong, and so he correct it and at the matter of fact near the ocean.
Right.
Yes, he's not a fish, so he can't grow up in the ocean. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. And then sometimes he just uses words wrong. Anyone engaging in illegal financial transactions will be caught and persecuted. He means prosecuted, which is the
persecuted means executed.
Yeah, well, persecuted means chased and harangued. Yeah, for the wrong reasons. Right. Okay, religious groups can be persecuted. They can have laws passed against them. They can be harassed, generally in an illegal way, which is funny because he's prosecuted, is what he means. Anyway, thank you, everyone. We could do this forever. It's very fun, but gotta go. Got a private class, so I have to go now. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
For enjoying a few laughs with me. and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye
See
for
you.
now.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
teacher.